right. We are going live, or we're going to start with a math question. Great, right? So calculators. Question is, the building sold for $949,000 and the total commission was $56,940. It's not a bad deal, right? Mm-hmm. What was the rate of the commission? I've done a few of these questions with you guys, right?
It's very nice.
It's a very nice commission, I know. Building sold for $949,000. Total commission was $56,000. What was the rate of the commission? Ready? Was it 5%, 6%, 6.5%, or none of the above? Correct answer is B, 6%. What'd you get? Which one did you get? You should know how to calculate commissions. Come on. Right?
I decided it. I don't know what happened there.
What happened? All right. 56,940 divided by 949. 0.06. Draw the steering wheel. 56 goes on top. 949 goes to the bottom.
I got the steering wheel right.
And what happened?
Did you stay right?
You know what it is? It's the calculator.
6.6, yeah. I put down 60.67. 6.667. So, 6.5.
No, it's not 6.5. What are you doing? Let me see if your calculator works. Let me have your calculator. Can I do some? Reverse this. Value goes in the bottom. Part goes on top.
That is 0.6.
$5. So for the extra work of going there and showing you that. All right, next question. Ready?
Okay.
In the purchase of real estate, the buyer is held responsible for facts and information obtainable through actual notice and also through caveat emptor, incorporeal interest, eminent domain, or constructive notice. In the purchase of real estate, the buyer is held responsible for facts and information obtainable through actual notice and also through, correct answer is D as in David, constructive notice, because it's the buyer's responsibility to investigate facts about the property. Right? It is public records, so it's constructive notice, it's available. Actual notice is what you actually know. Very good. 58. The power of eminent domain. We've talked about this before, just want to make sure. Is exercised through a court proceeding known as specific performance, condemnation, escheat, or adverse possession. The power of eminent domain is exercised through a court proceeding known as, correct answer is? B as in boy, thank you very much. Condemnation, condemning a property. Eminent domain, condemnation. Did you say C? Because I heard you, under your breath, but I heard you.
Because eminent domain is from when the government
Takes your property.
takes property.
For what? To take it down. What does it mean to condemn a property? It must be taken down. That's all it is. Your thought process didn't go that far?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. But since you said C, escheat is another government power to take property away from you if you have no will. Okay? You got a question? Okay. Just stretching. Just want to make sure. No, I just want to address questions. I wasn't sure if that was like he was going to raise his hand or it's just like, stretching. No, let me know next. A whole lot of calculating, huh? Calculators. What do we do with math questions? Skip. Last thing. Math questions are the last thing you do. Got it? But not today. The gross income from a small office building is $73,500, and the annual expense total is $52,300. If the owner expects to receive an 11% return on her investment, what should she be willing to pay for the building? This is the IRV formula. If you don't know the IRV formula, then you need to know the steering wheel and put the numbers where they need to go, right? But is this calculated based on gross income or net income?
NOI.
NOI, net operating income. If it's an income property, we don't need the gross income, we need the net.
Yeah.
The net income is occupancy, so 100% or effective gross income minus expenses. And then the rate is 11%. What is the value of this property? Okay, so the gross is $73,500. Expenses are $52,300. The owner expects 11% return. How much is it worth? Always go back to the steering wheel. On top is part, portion, or income. The bottom is value, which is we're trying to figure out, or rate, which is given. You guys good? You guys ready? No? It's like, it's math. Skip it to the end. Right. Here you go. Ready? 192,727, 212,000, 475,455, or 668,182. Correct answer for 59 is A, as in apple. Why? Why? Let's go to this. I love that expression. Victor went like, what? Here we go. Ready?
I think you got to the stock structure from the income.
I know what he did. I'm just gonna. Ready? How much income do we have?
73,500.
73? Come on. 73,500 is the gross income. Expenses are
52,300.
yes,
Yes.
and the rate is. The question is, what is the value? Okay. Good so far? All right. So, when we go to the steering wheel, here you have to put the NOI. Okay? Do we have the NOI? We don't, so we need to figure it out. And the NOI is gross income minus expenses. 21 what?
21,200.
So 21,200 is the NOI. Because the gross income is what the property brings, but it's not what goes in your pocket. It's just like your paycheck. It's what you wish you took home, right? But there's deductions. In this case, expenses. For us to calculate how much you really make is the net. I love people when they say, oh, I make $50 an hour. How much you take home?
Yeah.
I cannot account for the $50 an hour. I can account for my $38 an hour. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the year, yeah, we can talk about the 50. But every time is what I take home that matters to me. You guys got it? We had this conversation before with cap rates with properties. It makes no sense unless you know how much you take in your pocket. Then let's see what else can we do with the property. Now we know that NOI is 21,200. And the rate is,
11% to that one.
and we're trying to figure out value. If a number is on top and the other number is at the bottom, we divide. So 21,200 divided by 0.11, or 11%, is
127.
that. Yep. You guys got it? Victor? You always have to have the NOI. That's the most important, the net. I'm going to put this back on the screen. If you don't have the NOI, you cannot calculate anything. Because we don't calculate our income based on the gross, we calculate based on the net. Okay? Any questions? Questions? No? All right. 60. A home seller may avoid federal capital gain tax on profit from the sale of a principal residence, so where we live, right? Only if the property has been owned and occupied as principal residence for 2 of the preceding 5 years. Either the seller or the seller's spouse is over the age of 55. A replacement residence of equal or greater value is purchased within 2 years of the sale. Or fix-up expenses were paid within 90 days of the sale. So, primary residence, we're exempt from capital gains if? Correct answer is A. Okay? Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's almost the exact same answers, like the 2 potential answers. They're almost similar to the other one. The other one was nothing, or nothing if you bought another house within 24 months. Here is 2 years. 2 years is 24 months. So it's very similar to the previous question. But the answer is still A, just like the previous one. You pay nothing. Calculators. It sucks so much math, right? I told you to get recharged, drink coffee or whatever. Yeah. The selling landlord has collected the September rents from all 5 tenants. 2 are at $345 and 3 are at $425. Now the sale closed on September 20th. How much credit should the buyer be allowed? A lot of you are already doing the math without reading the question. This is why we stop. We read, take down info, then we read the question. Okay? So, the question is, let's read it again. I'm selling the house, but I already collected the rents for this month. We close on the 20th. That means I lived there for 20 days. And you, the buyer, is going to live there for another, how many days? 10. I collected the rents from all 5 tenants. So 2 of them pay $345 each. 3 of them pay $425 each. You see the importance of rereading the question and writing down the numbers? Because if you don't pay attention, then the each is missed. Got it? So, we need to figure out how much he collected, divided by the amount of days that he stayed there, right? I mean, in the month, and give back a portion of it. Is Is it sad when I know the answer without even looking at them? I need to get a different one.
So how much credit should the buyer be allowed?
How much do we have to pay the buyer? Mhm. Guys ready? All right. The answer is A, 655, B, 690, C, 1,275, or D, 1,965. Correct answer is A, 655. Okay. How did you get D? Total rents collected?
Yeah.
Okay. But did I stay there for the whole 30 days?
No.
No. So
I
divide
have to
divide that by 30 days. It's $65.50 per day. I'm not sad. And it's 10 days left, so it's times 10. How much do we need to give the buyer? $655. So D would have been if they asked you what was the total rent collected. But no, they're asking how much credit we got to give the buyer. You got it? So it's very important from now on that you know how many days we have in the month. Just saying. Especially when they're calculating rentals, because it's per day. 62. Real estate brokers may protect themselves in case of professional lawsuits through a special type of insurance known as malpractice, errors and omissions, inland marine, or floaters. There's only two potential answers here, and the correct answer is B as in boy, errors and omission insurance. And yes, inland marine and floaters do exist in insurance, but since it's not an insurance class, I'm not going to address it. So, errors and omissions is our equivalent of medical malpractice. 63. I love short ones, right? Wait, I think we already did this. The amount of commission due on a sale is determined by state law, local custom, court decisions, of course, or agreement between the broker and the client. Correct answer for 63 is? It was not court decisions. Everything's negotiable between the broker and the client. Very good. $64. No exceptions are permitted by federal law when discrimination is based on race, marital status, sex, or disability. Correct answer for this one is? What'd you say? No exceptions. All right. I know you start winding down after a while. I know that. But in state exam, make sure you pay attention. It says no exceptions. Which law about discrimination has no exceptions whatsoever? It's the 1866 law. And 1866 is based on race and color. No exceptions allowed. Race and color. I'm telling you guys, not reading properly. And this is a small one. Small sentence to read. Not reading properly could cost you a lot. So if you're not a morning person, don't go to the exam in the morning. I'm letting you know right now. No, I'm serious. You want to be?
You should go.
Huh?
You should go if you are not a morning person.
You should go in the morning?
Statistics said in the case of an accident, where the car is total loss, 4 people in the car. The survivor is always the drunk guy and the baby. Just saying.
How does that relate to the morning person?
They don't react. They don't react, right? They don't react because they're too relaxed. Go in the morning, you go all buzzed up, that's fine. Just go answer.
Yeah, then he gets to the, I was gonna say just get drunk, right?
Fine.
What I was gonna say is if you go in the morning, you're too tired, and then you're gonna be like, okay, like Victor was here yesterday, not you, the other Victor. So he was here the other day, yesterday, right? And he answered all the questions at 6 o'clock in the morning. He did my exam in 47 minutes. That was the problem. Because you're so tired, you're just like, okay, whatever. You get to a point you're not even reading. So for a car situation, maybe. For exam situation, I need you alert. So if you're one of those people, don't bother me until I have my coffee.
Yeah.
Right? Schedule for after you have your coffee. All right?
I know what you're
Do
saying.
not listen to Paul.
I know what you're saying. Doesn't work for me.
Instructor only, okay? He's also the same guy giving the answers to the guy next door.
Sorry.
65. Regulation Z would require full disclosure of all financing terms in an advertisement mentioned. If the advertisement mentioned payment of $1,500 a month, terms negotiable, $200,000 mortgage available, or owner will finance. Regulation Z requires full disclosure of all financing terms if an advertisement mentions payment of $1,500 a month, terms negotiable, $200,000 mortgage available, or owner will finance. And the correct answer for 65 is louder. Don't be afraid, just say it. A is an apple. The other three are liberal terms, they're not specific terms. The question is very simple. Do we all qualify in the same way?
No.
We have the same credit, same job, same income. So how can I tell you that the payment is $1,500 a month? So if I put $1,500 a month as a payment, then I also have to say to a qualified buyer based on a X score, X amount of income, right? Does that make sense? So further items of disclosure or full disclosure is required. If I say terms available, terms are available. You might qualify, you might not qualify. Negotiable, right? $200,000 mortgage available, sure, if you qualify. Right? It's like, I don't know what the terms would be, but that's it. Or the owner will finance. I don't know the terms, that's not specific. Every time we start giving something specific, full disclosure is required. 66. A purchaser in a cooperative,
Asking for big, okay? Relax.
I know, North-South is just laughing at me because of the view. All my students have names. Yeah, I got North-South, I have commingling, Miss Cocaine is somewhere, I got Miss Hypothetically over there. The disruptor. 66. In a purchaser in a co-op or cooperative usually receives what? Title to the land on which the unit stands, a proprietary lease to the one living unit, owner and use of a certain portion of each year, or a life estate. If it's a co-op, what do we get? Write down your answer. Co-op. Do we get title to the land? No. What do we get? B, a proprietary lease and stock, which doesn't mention here, but that's what we get. So A and B could be potential answers. But if it's a condo, the answer would have been A. If it's a co-op, the answer is B, because in the co-op, you are a tenant shareholder, so you get a proprietary lease. 67. A CMA, or compare market analysis, helps an investor determine feasibility of a proposal, is intended for use as evidence in a court proceeding, is often used in condemnations, or helps the seller establish the right listing price. What do we use comparables for? Correct answer is D as in David. Very good. Comps are always provided for sellers or buyers. In this case, for the seller to determine the right listing price. The other ones, the other three are appraisals, so that's why I wouldn't qualify. Calculators. Lucy's like, come on. Burn the calculator, burn. All right, a developer is planning a building containing 103,000 square feet. Construction costs are estimated at $42 per square foot. Okay, so it's very similar to a previous question we went through. 90% financing is available, so how much money must the developer put up to complete the project? So if 90% financing is available, we only need 10% of what? So we need to figure out how much it costs to build. Very similar to the previous question. But you don't need to go back. You're going to have a huge number. That's not the number. Just letting you know.
Nothing huge.
$103,000 square feet, $42 a square foot. 90% funding, 10% is what you need. Make sure you guys practice a lot of this stuff because you will need it in real life. The comps, certain comps are not available. You need to price per square foot. You need to know cap rates, so you need to know how to calculate these things. Are you guys ready?
No.
No? Starts with a 4. You're confirming? I'm telling you, it's sad. I know the answers before I get there. You're okay? It's just math. We got this.
Choke a number.
He's choking on
Number
it.
zeros.
Swallow one of the zeros.
Ready? Yes? Is it $432,000 and 600, 3,684,000, 3,893,000, or 428,600? Correct answer for 68 is C.
C.
A.
Oh my God.
Here you go. Ready? 100, 3,000. Thank you. 103,000 square feet, right? Yes. And it's $42 per square foot. 90% financing. So LTV. How much is down payment? Because that's what they're asking, pretty much, right? If it's $42 a square foot, the first thing we have to do is multiply
Yeah.
the 103,000 times 42. And the answer is
4326.
that's the cost to build. Yes? So that's the build. Now, we have 90% LTV. That's the financing that they'll provide you, right? If we're trying to figure out how much money I got to come up with, then that's the down payment. And the difference between LTV and purchase price is the down payment. So assuming 100% purchase price, if the loan is 90%, that means that the down payment is 10%. So now, we don't need calculators anymore, but if you were to draw, you're going to put 10%, right? We know the value. If it's at the bottom, what do we do? Multiply to get what we need, which is a portion, in this case, down payment. So that is $432,600 if you put on your calculators. Or just take a zero out. That would work too. Whatever works. Good? Sabrina?
Yeah.
Did you see what you had wrong? Yep. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
69. Which of the following represents functional obsolescence? We talk about economic or external obsolescence. Now this is functional. I thought you were giving me an answer already. So yeah, it's inside. For a second I thought you said D. I'm like, where are you reading this? Inside, yes. So used car lot next door. Outmoded plumbing, change in zoning, or leaky roof. Which of the following represents functional? There's physical obsolescence, there's functional obsolescence, and economic or external obsolescence. Functional means it's not functional anymore. We can change, right? So the correct answer is, when I said change doesn't mean zoning, because zoning is external. Tricked you on that. Correct answer is B as in boy. Why? Because we can change the plumbing from copper to PVC, for instance, or PEX pipes, right?
You could change your roof too.
You cannot change the roof, you can fix the roof. It's a leaky, listen, right here, it's a leaky roof. That's physical damage, not functional damage. The roof is still a roof, still operates the same way.
I know the answer is B, but I'm just being difficult.
You potential brokers, seriously. Adults. 70. Mr. Martinez purchased a duplex for $300,000, paying $37,500 down and financing the balance. About 2 years later, he sold the property for $345,000. He realized plottage, capital gain, escalation, or highest and best use. He bought the house for $300,000. He sold it later for $345,000. There's a number there just to throw you off. Oh, makes a difference. He bought it for $300,000, sold it for $345,000. Correct answer for 70 is B, capital gain. Because plottage is when we add two lots together and turn it into one. We gain plottage value. Escalation doesn't mean anything, and highest and best use is what are we using the land for? If it's a parking lot, is that the highest and best use? The answer is no. You got it? In this scenario, we're talking about the sale. He made $45,000 profit. So he has to pay taxes on that capital gain. Got it? $71. Long questions. What do we do?
Skip it.
When real estate is operated by a general partner, let's pay attention to this one. When real estate is operated by a general partner who is fully liable for operating losses and is owned jointly with several passive partners who are liable only to the extent of their investment, this form of ownership is called a joint partnership, real estate investment trust, general partnership, or limited partnership. Write down the answer. There's one general partner and passive partners. Write down your answer. One general partner. We're not all general partners. Write down the answer. Is there such thing as joint partnership? That's what a partnership is. It's joint. So the correct answer is definitely not that one. Real estate investment trust. Yeah, definitely not that one. So we're stuck between general and limited. Process of elimination. If there's one general partner, as it says, right, and the other ones are passive, therefore they're limited. So the correct answer for 71 is D. Simple, right? 72. Every deed in the subdivision has a restriction forbidding tool sheds or doghouses. Mr. Appleton erects both in his backyard. His neighbors may do nothing because they have no authority, go to court to obtain injunctive relief, call the local police, or borrow his tools and his dog. Write down the answer for this one. I'm pretty sure it's D, just giving you guys a head up. Ready?
Yeah.
Correct answer for 72 is B, as in boy. Go to court and get an order by the judge, because that's what injunctive relief means. Order by the judge. And the order would be to take down those tool sheds and dog houses. You may keep the dogs, not sure. 73. Estimating market value by considering sales of similar properties is used in which appraisal approach? Estimating market value by considering or comparing sales. Cost approach, income approach, market data approach, or capitalization. Estimating market value based on sales, recent sales of similar properties. This one should be easy, right? Okay. Write down the answer. And the correct answer for 73 is? C as in Charlie, market data approach. Who had it last time? He asked what it was.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, a previous question could answer a later question. Now, in the new subdivision, streets, sidewalks, and curbs are usually provided by the municipality, the county, the property owners, or the developer. Who provides streets, sidewalks, and curbs? in a new subdivision?
It all depends.
Write down the answer. If it doesn't specifically state something, then it doesn't depend. Correct answer for 74 is D as in dog, or D as in developer. All right? We don't have the dog anymore. Neighbor borrowed it. So, D as in dog. The developer must turn over or dedicate. Remember this from chapter 16, chapter 18? Must turn over or dedicate the streets, sidewalks, and curbs. If they don't want to, then they must state that this new subdivision is private. You guys remember that? Yes? Say yes, even if it's not.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, 75. Amy holds a proprietary lease on her apartment and directs that shares of stock in the corporation that owns the building be registered in the name of Amy Martin. She owns a condominium, real estate investment trusts, cooperative, or syndicated venture. So here's the thing. There's a proprietary lease in the question. There's stock in the question. Write down the answer. And the correct answer for 75 is C as in Charlie, co-ops, because you get a proprietary lease and stock. 76. Calculators. The appraiser estimates the replacement cost of a building at $560,000. The building has an estimated life of 40 years. And the current estimated remaining life of 30 years. What is the current value of the building? 560 is the replacement cost. Estimated life of the building, 40 years. We have 30 years left. What is the current value of the building? It's almost like September has 30 days, but we have to pay back 10 days to somebody else, right? What did we need to do? If here we have 40 years, but we only need to figure out 30, what do we need to do? I'm not going to tell you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Next classes, I'm going to have cubes. Or blinds next to each other. Not a bad idea. Cubicles, I'll put a screen in each one, teach the class that way, and everybody's like, huh? Huh?
Undivided.
That's it. You guys ready? Yes? No? Maybe? It's worth $560 for 40 years. If we have 30 years left, how much is it worth? Correct answer is 140,000, 420,000, 475,000, or 560,000. Correct answer for 76 is what is it? B as in boy, 420,000. Here's what you needed to do. 560 is the value, estimating a life of 40 years. We have 30 years left. So you needed to divide the 560 by 40,
Yes.
right? And then multiply by 30, because that's the remainder. So multiply by 30. You guys got it? Do you need me to put it on the screen? Yes, no, maybe? Good. Let me put it on the screen real quick. Property was worth 560. 560. Value. Yes? And that's based on 40 years.
Right.
They have 30 years left. Right? What is the current value? If it's 560 for 40 years, then what we have to do is divide this by 40. What number do we get?
14,000.
What is it?
14,000.
Per year. You got it? So 560 is the total value for 40 years. If we divide by 40, we know it's 14,000 per year. That's the value. If we have 30 years left, then now we need to go 14,000 times 30 years. And that is 420,000 left. You got it? Everybody good? Okay. 77. The term condominium refers to apartments, type of ownership, type of building, or planned unit development. The term condominium refers to. Correct answer is?
Are you ready? B.
I'm ready.
B.
B as in boy is a type of ownership. That's chapter 7. It's a type of ownership. $77. What is radon? I love these one-liners. It's a foul-smelling gas, a colorless, odorless gas, a hazardous mineral, or a valuable mineral. Correct answer for 78 is B as in boy.
What's that?
A perk test or percolation test determines, I love this question, determines the suitability of soil for installing a septic system. It's only necessary if a house will be hooked up to a sewer system. It determines how much coffee a restaurant is allowed to brew. Or should never be conducted before you buy vacant land. Percolation test. It's similar to the coffee. You have coffee, water goes through, right? So the correct answer for 79 is A as in apple. It was a good guess, he said?
Yeah.
You have to test the soil before you install anything or build anything on it. Okay? That's part of chapter 18. Calculators. I know you hate me right now. Calculators, real quick. The current value of a piece of property is $350,000. The assessed value is 40% of its current value. The tax rate is $40 per $100 of assessed value. What is the amount of the tax? So what is the tax bill, pretty much? Current value, so market value is $350. Assessed value is 40%. Taxes are $4 per every 100. What is the amount of tax? You done already? Ready? Okay. Is it 1400, 1470, 3333, or 5600? Correct answer for 80 is D as in David. Don't get nervous. You don't have to break it. 5600. Because you need to figure out what is 40% of 350,000, which is 140,000. Okay? That's the assessed value, and taxes are based on assessed value. Then 4% of 140,000 is 5,600. Math is easy, just times by 4, you always get the answer. Right? 81. In New Jersey, a lease for 4 years may be recorded, is invalid, is not legal, or involves an option. 81. In New Jersey, a lease for 4 years may be recorded, is invalid, is not legal, or involves an option. Correct answer for 81 is A as in apple. If a lease is for 2 years or more, it may be recorded. 82. A broker's license is suspended by the real estate commission. His salespeople must immediately find a new broker to associate with, carry on business until he regains his license, stop listing and selling, or obtain broker's license. Your broker's license got suspended. What do you have to do right away? Correct answer for 82 is C as in Charlie. And I'll explain why real quick. The immediate consequence when your broker's license is suspended is that your license gets suspended. So you cannot perform any acts as a salesperson. What acts do salespeople do? Listing and selling. So you have to stop right away. I'm sorry?
Listing and selling on behalf of the broker.
Correct.
Yeah.
If there's no broker, then what are you listing and what are you selling? Nothing. You cannot, because your license is now inactive. You got it? Immediate consequences. That's what you need to remember. During that period of time, what you can do is find a new broker to associate with. But immediate consequence, especially for brokers' exams. Okay? The three of you are going to have up to 8 answers. No. See, multiple choice for salespeople? 4 answers. Some of your questions are going to have up to 8 answers. And they're all with different points. If you answered A, it could be like half a point. If you answered B, you would get the full point. As an example, like I'm just giving an example, not this one. But you get the full point. So they're rated different. And there's at least, I think, 10 questions in that state exam, yours, that has up to 8 answers. And all graded differently. So just letting you know. There are 2 options, yes, but what's the immediate consequence? Suspend it, so stop any activities. 83, although federal law does not mention it, New Jersey law forbids discrimination on the grounds of political affiliation, prison records, sexual orientation, or race. Correct answer for 83 is C as in Charlie. It's not dog because federal law mentions race and color. Here it says, although federal law does not mention it. Race and color is 1866 federal law. You got it? Well, they added marital and sexual orientation. That's chapter 4, and you can find it on page 54. There's a cheat sheet there. All right. 84. The Real Estate Commission prohibits listing a home phone number on business cards, vague vicinity advertisements, real estate advertisements on cable television, or puffery ads with words like superb or terrific. Real Estate Commission prohibits, forbids what? Correct answer is B, as in boy. You cannot say, hey, this property is located in the vicinity of Union. Because here's Union, and there's a bunch of towns around. So it has to include always the municipal location. Every advertisement must include municipal location of the property. The address is not needed. The value is not needed. Nothing is needed other than, hey, it's located in Elizabeth, vicinity of Union, as an example. Just putting names out there. You guys got it? 85. Long questions. What do we do? Correct. Now, Jefferson bought acreage in a distant county, never went to see it, and did not use it. Good so far? And the owner, never been there. Impson moved his mobile home onto the land, had a well drilled, and lived there for the past 22 years. A court may find that Impson has become the owner of the land through adverse possession, statute of frauds, prescription, or accretion. The correct answer for 85 is A as an apple. Adverse possessions, when you're taking over somebody else's property because they abandoned it. I mean, I bought it 22 years ago and I never went to see the property. I abandoned the property that I bought. So I didn't do anything with the property. Did not use it, did not anything. This person moved in, became a squatter, and after 22 years of maintaining the property, using the property, without my specific permission, they obtained it through the right of adverse possession. Oh, in case you guys were thinking C, prescription, there's no prescription. There's a prescriptive period. But there's no law of prescription. Prescriptive period is 20 years. Okay? Now, Dante.
Yeah.
The term commingling refers to mixing the broker's funds with escrow deposits, soliciting the services of another broker's salesperson, failing to deliver copies of contracts, or promoting business at social gatherings. Correct answer for 86 is dumplings.
Chinese dumpling.
Which is which one? A as an apple, mixing the broker's funds with escrow deposits. I got it, but he said dumpling would have been D.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure we're correct. It's the Chinese words, mixing, commingling. Yes. 87. A real estate broker must keep all documents relating to a real estate transaction for how long? 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, or indefinitely? Correct answer is C as in Charlie, 6 years. 88. A duly licensed salesperson may accept a bonus from, I think we already had this question, didn't we? Grateful seller, grateful buyer, another salesperson, or none of the above. Correct answer for 88 is
None of them.
none of the above because there's no broker here. Only the broker can pay you. 89. New Jersey Real Estate Commission is funded from the General Treasury, is under the Department of Banking and Insurance, sets commission rates, or controls the truth in renting law. New Jersey Real Estate Commission, funded from General Treasury, operates under the Department of Banking and Insurance, sets commission rates, or controls the truth in renting law. Correct answer for 89 is. Say it again.
B.
B as in boy. It operates in the Department of Banking and Insurance. In fact, when you search your license, you have to go to the NJDOBI. '90. The multiple dwelling reporting rule is required by New Jersey Real Estate Commission, Public Advocate, Attorney General of New Jersey, or Department of Community Affairs. The multiple dwelling reporting rule. So if you have 25 units or more, you must file an annual report. That report is required by, correct answer is?
B or A?
Neither. Correct answer for 90 is Attorney General of New Jersey. They're the ones that require that you file an annual report. That's chapter 4. Annual report on the condition and composition of your building. So if you have 25 or more units, they want to make sure you're not advertising only to a specific race, color, religion, national origin, so on. Okay? 91. A New Jersey real estate licensee may not sell vacant land, sell mobile homes, negotiate rental contracts, or draw up sales contracts for an 8-unit apartment complex. Correct answer for 91 is D as in David, because it's not 1 to 4 family or vacant lot. It's commercial. We prepare letters of intent, and then attorneys draft the contracts. 92, these are fast now. If the real estate commission wants to inspect the broker's office, how much notice must be given? 30 days, 10 days, 24 hours, or none. The real estate commission, hold on, don't just answer. The real estate commission wants to inspect your office. Do they need to notify you of anything? No, it's like, hey, we're here. Honey, I'm home. Right? That's what it is. D, none. 93. New Jersey Real Estate Commission includes 3 members at large, at least 2 lawyers, at least 1 minority member, or 8 members. Real Estate Commission, correct answer is D as in David, 8 members. There's a lot of these easy questions in the state exam. Which of the following words must be conspicuously displayed by brokers? Licensed real estate broker, realtor, licensed realtor, or licensed real estate agent? Correct answer for 94 is A, as in apple. Before people get into your business, they must know who the broker is in case of a lawsuit. If you, the salesperson, screws up, I'm suing you and your broker. But I need to know who your broker is. Okay, this is chapter 2. Take a note. Your name of the broker of record must be conspicuously, so visually displayed on the exterior. It must be visible to anybody. Cannot use tiny letters. You must be very clear of who the broker is. 95. The real estate broker, who also holds the insurance license, is not allowed to, so you're a real estate broker, but you also do insurance. They're not allowed to sell insurance and real estate to the same person. They're not allowed to operate the insurance business from a real estate office. They're not allowed to include insurance placement in a real estate sales contract, or they're not allowed to discuss insurance with the seller who lists the property. I'm a broker and I do insurance. What am I not allowed to do? Correct answer is C as in Charlie. I cannot say, hey, you're buying this house and here's insurance on the contract. Can we be in the same building? Well, we have real estate, we have insurance, we just don't have mortgage. Everything else is here. Not a problem. But I cannot include that in a contract. '96. Long questions. What do we do? Skip it to the end. But we're almost at the end, so we're addressing it now. Salesperson sold a house. Woo! Commission, right? When her broker received the commission check, he asked her to wait for her share until the check has cleared the bank. The broker must pay her agreed on split within 3 days, 1 week, 10 days, or 1 month. If you guys don't know this one,
10 days.
correct answer is C as in Charlie, 10 days. 97. A salesperson left a real estate firm to work at a bank. The broker must account for all commissions due to the former salesperson within 3 days, 1 week, 10 days, or 30 days. That means I gotta figure out how much I have to pay you after you leave my office. How much I have to pay you. I have to account for that. I don't have to pay you right away, but I have to account for that within
30 days.
30 days. Correct answer is D. 98. You see how fast these are going? This part? 98. The real estate guarantee fund pays commission due if the broker's client fails to pay them. That'd be awesome. Is administered by the salesperson's sponsoring broker, receives funding from licensed applicants, or sets minimum wages for licensees. Real estate guarantee fund. Correct answer is C, as in Charlie. The real estate guarantee fund is administered by the New Jersey Department of Banking and Insurance, more specifically, Real Estate Commission. Okay? The broker does not manage the guarantee fund. The guarantee fund is in case you guys screw up and there's a lawsuit against you and there's not enough money to compensate, they can tap into the guarantee fund. Okay? But how is the guarantee fund funded? Every single license application, whether it's salesperson, referral, broker, or corporation, every single license application, they take a point, something out of it. So salesperson, $10, brokers, $20. And that goes into the pot that we call guarantee fund. That is chapter 1, by the way. 99. Real Estate Commission does not allow brokers to cooperate on multiple listings, price fixing, referral fees, or fee splitting. Correct answer is B. Make sure you guys don't start writing the answer before you read all of them, Dante. You saw price fixing. I got this. Okay. 100. Broker John Bloomfield dies. A temporary broker's license to carry on the work of the office may be granted to Mrs. Bloomfield, the Bloomfield's attorney, a salesperson who qualified to be a broker, or a salesperson with 1 year experience. Correct answer for 100 is C, somebody that would qualify to be a broker. So that means at least 3 years of experience. Yes?
Yes.
Great. 101. In New Jersey, landlord Smith places tenant's secure deposit in an interest-bearing account. He must give his tenants all the interest earned, half of the interest earned, all but 1% of the interest earned, or none of the interest earned.
Okay.
I didn't ask him. The correct answer for 101 is A, all of the interest earned, because it's not your money. It's the tenant's money. 102. Someone whose license is suspended may receive a fine for a first offense of up to $10,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. Okay, that's it.
10.
Correct answer for 102 is D, as in David. You can keep it. It's okay.
D.
D, as in David.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's It's a minimum is 250 with a max of 50,000. Yeah, first offense. It depends on the offense. But if they pay 50, you might not get a chance for a second offense. New Jersey's Real Estate Commission was established to do what? Raise money for the public treasury, settle disputes between real estate agents, ensure equitable payment of brokers' commissions, that'd be awesome, or protect the interest of the public.
Thank you.
Correct answer is D as in David.
Yes. Stop.
104. An applicant for a broker's license who claims full-time experience in real estate should be able to show at least how many transactions per category a year? 6 transactions, 10 transactions, 12 transactions, or not specified. To become a broker, you must show your experience, and that experience is categorized by at least how many transactions per category per year. Answer to 104 is D as in David, not specified. Your broker is going to vouch for you. There's no specific amount of transactions. 105. Who of the following is required to take 75-hour course before applying for a real estate license? Attorneys, college graduate with a real estate major, licensed insurance broker, or broker from another state. Who is required to take 75 hours before applying for a real estate license? And this one gets confusing, because technically everybody, right?
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah. But there's a few exemptions we talked about in chapter 1. Attorneys might not need to do 75 hours, they're exempt.
Right, that's
College graduates with a real estate major, they just did real estate, so they might be credited some hours. Brokers from another state have experience, so they might be credited some hours. There are exemptions from the education requirements, and these are it. But a licensed insurance broker has no experience in real estate, they have experience in insurance. So they need to take the 75-hour course. 106. Any advertisement. Got it all. Any advertisement placed by a salesperson must also include the salesperson's home telephone number, the name of the brokerage firm, the exact listing price of the property, or the exact term free appraisal if one is being offered. Correct answer for 106 is B as in boy. You cannot advertise yourself, salespeople, as being the one. Unfortunately, you're the one under the brokerage.
Under
So-
the other one.
Exactly. 107. Any later change in a signed contract must be made only by an attorney, retyped and distributed to all parties, initialed by all parties, renegotiated with a new contract by novation. Any later change to a signed contract must be C as in Charlie, initialed by all parties. All right, whatever happened was serious.
That's it.
Serious. 108. Salesperson David Stewart and has his license revoked because he lied on his license application. His broker, Howard Barney, also loses his license. So Barney and Stuart Little got screwed. Automatically, if he knew what Stewart was doing, if Barney had any previous offense on his record, or if Stewart broke any rules while associated with Barney. So, salesperson got his license revoked. The broker may also lose his license. Correct answer for 108 is B as in boy, if he knew about it. Guilty knowledge means you knew about it. 109. Real estate licenses must be renewed every July 1st, only after completion of continuing education, on or before the licensee's birthday, or every 5 years. Correct answer for 109 is
It is A, every 2 years, but he said every 2 years and said every July.
so that is not.
That's not.
So
B.
correct answer is B as in boy. You cannot renew your license until you have completed your CE credits.
Isn't it June 30th though?
Hmm?
Isn't it June 30th?
Yeah.
Every 2 years.
It said A.
I
Because
just-
every-
It's June 30th.
It's June 30th.
Every July, so every year. A would be.
What he was trying to say is that it talks about being every year, so regardless, it would be wrong.
That number.
It's confusing for that reason. No.
Final question. A fully qualified broker who chooses to remain in the role of a salesperson under another broker's supervision is known as licensed salesperson, broker salesperson, realtor associate, or adjunct broker. Correct answer is B as in boy. Now, there's something I want to talk about real quick before you guys leave. Just 1 second. One, we started late. Two, there was a lot of conversation, going back and forth, explanation, all that stuff. Three, we had a break. And if you look at it, we still finished under 4 hours. You guys understand what I'm trying to say? Did you notice that the second half was way faster than the first? Because most of the questions are simple. There's going to be a few to complicate your life, but most of them are simple. Get rid of the simple ones, and you do the exam in less than 2 hours, guaranteed. You guys got it? Questions? All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you're on time, please.
Thank you.
Okay.
Gracias.